We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a bunch of news coming out of tonight's Survivor Series 2021 pay-per-view event. And despite not being a pay-per-view that many fans were really looking forward to because of the rather lackluster build to the event on WWE's part, even though Survivor Series is actually one of the big 4 pay-per-view events for WWE, there were still some noteworthy things that happened at Survivor Series tonight that deserve some discussion, and we will share all the big rumors, news, and speculation coming out of Survivor Series 2021 regarding all the big moments that ended up happening and the plans WWE have in place moving forward coming out of tonight's pay-per-view event. The action at Survivor Series 2021 started off in a big way on the Kickoff show, with SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura facing off against Monday Night Raw's United States Champion Damian Priest in the mid-card Champion vs. Champion match at Survivor Series. Now, while some fans were a bit upset that this Nakamura vs. Priest match was on the Kickoff show and that it instead should have been put on the main card of Survivor Series and was overall disrespectful to the WWE's mid-card title holders, but there is a good chance that WWE felt like having this match on the Kickoff show was actually beneficial to get some more spotlight on it, and even though WWE may not have convinced fans of this, nonetheless the match went on, and in the end, Shinsuke Nakamura won the match via disqualification after Damian Priest essentially snapped and turned heel by destroying Rick Boog's guitar and using it against Nakamura. And in all honesty, while the match itself was a bit short, it had some great moments in it, and Damian Priest's heel turn is definitely a potential good sign that WWE have some kind of noteworthy plans for Damian Priest and the United States title moving forward, which is good news for sure as Damian does have lots of potential if WWE book him the right way, and this heel turn is a step in the right direction, although the DQ finish was not very well received by most fans. The main card of Survivor Series 2021 opened up with the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair match, and this was honestly a massive way to kickstart the show, because there had been some speculation that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair could have possibly closed out Survivor Series this year, but instead they were given the opening match responsibility, which is definitely super important, as it either gets the pay-per-view going on a good or high note, or a bad note. So a very important spot on the card for these two. Now the match itself between Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch definitely lived up to the hype and then some, with crowds even chanting "This is awesome" throughout. And overall the crowd for this match was equally as good, because it was clear that fans were invested in Flair versus Lynch tonight. However, as amazing as this champion versus champion match truly was, the match ending with that roll-up pin was a bit on the lamer side. Although in the end, Becky Lynch got the win for Team Raw over Charlotte Flair tonight at Survivor Series, and according to one of our sources, the reason for Charlotte Flair losing to Becky Lynch tonight and the way in which it happened was apparently WWE subtly disciplining Charlotte for some of her recent behavior behind the scenes in WWE, although after this disciplining tonight at Survivor Series, Charlotte will likely be in the good books of WWE once again, and nothing further will happen. We then had the men's Team Raw vs Team SmackDown 5-on-5 elimination tag team match, and not surprisingly, this is one of the matches that fans look forward to the most whenever Survivor Series rolls around each year. Now, as soon as the match began, we had a very shocking moment occur, with Kevin Owens walking out on his team and getting himself counted out and eliminated from the Team Raw vs Team SmackDown match. And not surprisingly, as soon as this happened, a lot of fans quickly began speculating that Kevin Owens is in fact done with WWE and will be leaving the company come January 2022, when his contract expires with WWE, with Kevin Owens walking out on his team, symbolizing what Owens is going to be doing to WWE in a couple of short months. And as of right now, that does seem to be a very likely and downright probable scenario when it comes to the prize fighter Kevin Owens. And this moment at Survivor Series 2021 basically confirmed what fans have already been speculating. Now, when it comes to the men's 5-on-5 elimination match itself, the match was definitely very solid, and in the end, Seth Rollins was the sole survivor and won the match for Team Raw, which by all means was not a popular decision among fans whatsoever, as lots felt like WWE robbed this huge moment for Jeff Hardy, and that Hardy deserved this big win more than Seth Rollins. especially with the way Hardy has been booked lately, and let us know your thoughts on Seth Rollins getting the win for Raw over Jeff Hardy getting a special moment finally. To keep this video from going for 20 plus minutes, Omos ended up winning The Rock's 25th anniversary Battle Royal, and in all honesty, this match definitely should have taken the pre-show spot over Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. But regardless, a big win for Omos, and it is clear WWE are very high on this lumbering giant right now. With that being said, this match felt like nothing more than random filler, and overall this was not well received by many fans for obvious reasons. We then had the Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle facing off against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and after an awesome back and forth match, RK Bro got the massive win over the Usos, which was a booking decision that most fans seem to love, which is great news. We then had the women's 5-on-5 elimination tag team match, and in the end, Bianca Belair was the sole survivor for Monday Night Raw and won the match. And while this was definitely a special moment for Bianca Belair, and one that she does deserve, a lot of fans on social media felt like Liv Morgan really should have been the sole survivor for Team Raw. And let us know who you think should have been the sole survivor for the women's Team Raw tonight at Survivor Series 2021. We then had the main event of Survivor Series 2021, SmackDown's Universal Champion Roman Reigns facing off against Raw's WWE Champion Big E. Now the match itself between Roman Reigns and Big E was quite solid, although the fans in the arena seemed very quiet throughout it. Perhaps they were just tired from being lively earlier on in the night at Survivor Series, or they simply were not that invested in the Big E versus Roman Reigns match. Now, in the end, Roman Reigns defeated Big E and finally got a win for Team SmackDown, but the real disappointment regarding the ending to Survivor Series 2021 is the fact that there was no Brock Lesnar or The Rock return, like it had been teased all throughout the night at Survivor Series. So many fans were expecting to see The Rock make an appearance tonight at Survivor Series, as this show was Rock's 25th anniversary in WWE, and the company had the perfect scenario of The Rock coming back to confront his cousin Roman Reigns, something that everyone was looking forward to. And in the end, not only did The Rock not show up, but neither did Brock Lesnar as a second option, with many fans claiming on social media right now that this year's Survivor Series had the worst ending ever, especially because WWE got fans' hopes up with all the teasing about The Rock's return.